Call the meeting to order, the Kingman Unified School District Board meeting for July 19th, 2022. Would you please join me in the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, for a roll call, we do have a quorum. We have Ms. Weiser on Zoom. We have Dr. Lucero and myself, Roger Jacks, here at the board meeting. Item 4, we'll do a call to the audience. The board will listen to any comment from the public, but will not respond except as permitted by Arizona Revised Statute 38-431-01. The board may refer the item to the administration or request to have it placed on a future agenda. Do we have any calls to the audience? I do not have any slips. Yes. If you'd come forward and give us your name and address.
I'm Sandra Brown. My address is 3175 Louise Avenue, right here in Kingman. And I thank you for the opportunity to speak to you. I think there might be a problem with complaints at the district office. Recently, an issue came up and contacted the district office about prior complaints that were made and got a very standard information back saying that the employees in good standing, never had any problems with the district or any complaints. And I know that we've made several. And I guess I'm thinking that when you're calling and maybe emailing, that's not maybe the proper complaint procedure. So my suggestion is when someone calls to make a complaint about an employee or a situation, that in a perfect world, you would write it down and say, okay, here's a phone complaint, ask a million questions to make sure who you're talking to, ask for callback numbers, addresses, everything. If you have a certain form, like the form XYZ you have to use, then let someone know that, because I think that's perhaps what's happening, and maybe that's how it's escaping. And I've actually had situations where we've called in, made a complaint, had callbacks, had follow-up, called again, gave more information. So it's not like we're just calling and complaining, and we're thinking that it's gone somewhere. So I just think that I'm here today and I came to the board instead of the district about it, because it's the district that where it's kind of fallen down. I'm just food for thought. Thank you.
All right, thank you much. Any other calls to the audience? Okay, hearing or seeing none. Move on to reports. Superintendent Dorner.
The only report I have, since we are a week after the meeting that was going to occur last week, is to let you know that Mrs. Woolsey and I visited all of the campuses over the last 2 days since school starts tomorrow. The schools, they look great. The staffs are positive, and the good news in this situation of a national teacher crisis, hiring crisis, where most districts, all districts really across our state and nation are having a hard time hiring teachers, that our principals and admin teams have done an incredible job filling the many vacancies that we had. We had 70 plus vacancies, and we are down to just a handful. Most of our schools are fully staffed with teachers at this point. We do have some that are in transition from other areas of the country and a couple internationally. And because we're a year-round school, they may be a little bit late, but they are coming, and we only have at this time a handful of openings. So a shout out to all schools and all staffs for working hard to fill those positions.
Great, thank you. Any board reports?
None.
I would like to kind of follow along with your comments that you made, that a great job by the district and the schools getting ready for the new school year, the hiring process with HR, and wishing everyone a very great year for 22-23. And let's go get them.
Thank you, President Jackson. We will just end with a shout out or a plug that if anyone is looking to be a guest teacher or a substitute teacher with our district, we're always hiring. and to reach out to HR. If you want to work 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, lower grades, upper grades, pick your grade. We can customize for anybody. So we're fully staffed, but we're always looking for guest teachers who want to join the team. So thank you.
Great, thank you. Item 6, the Kingman Area Literacy Program, CULP, would like to provide information on its free services, including one-on-one weekly tutoring for children and for the Read Better, Be Better at Home Family Literacy Program.
Hi, I have a brief PowerPoint. If you go to the next slide. So my name is Erin Roper. I'm the director of the Kingman Area Literacy Program, or known as CALP. And I have Florence here with me. She's one of our volunteer tutors, and she's going to talk a little bit about volunteering at the end of our presentation. And I really want to thank you, first of all, for giving us this time to talk about our services. Next slide. We're all educators or involved in administration of education or passionate about education. So I don't feel like I have to really sell literacy very hard to this crowd, but I do want to kind of highlight some statistics that paint a picture for how poor literacy impacts an individual and then the society as a whole. And, you know, one of the themes that I see in these stats comes down to high school diploma or GED attainment. And a lot of people who suffer from poor literacy skills don't have a GED or a high school diploma. And as you can see, there's that economic stability impact, but then especially that last stat, there's that healthcare impact. And these are both costly in terms of society, just the money spent, but then costly in terms of people suffering every day without being able to have enough money to provide for themselves, their family, or to be able to make good healthcare decisions for themselves. Next slide. And there's kind of this idea, maybe not in this room, but outside this room, I'm sure, that literacy or illiteracy is an all or nothing thing. You know, somebody either cannot read at all, one thing, or they can read to the level that they need to just be in life successfully. But literacy is actually a continuum. And one of the things that we talk about a lot in adult literacies in particular is basic literacy. Basic literacy is a parent being able to pick up a cold medicine bottle, read the directions, and then safely administer that medication to their child. That's basic literacy. Or somebody who lives alone, they can read their utility bill, understand the charges. If there's a gas leak, they can understand who to call for help to report that. That's basic literacy. So these are just the bare minimum skills that somebody needs to just live life safely in our text-heavy environment. A lot of reasons someone can be illiterate. One of them in particular, generational literacy, which I'm sure is always something that the school is looking at. If a child has a caregiver with poor literacy skills, they're probably not being able to, they're probably not being read to, or the caregiver is probably not able to help them with their homework. There might not be a lot of books in the home, and they might not see, that modeling of behavior of I'm reading for pleasure, or I'm reading for decision-making or information gathering. So at CALP, we really want to try to disrupt that cycle. Next slide, please. So CALP is a member of the Workplace Education and Literacy Coalition of Mojave County. It's a nonprofit 501c3, and it oversees and handles, like the financial aspect of Bullhead, Kingman, and Lake Havasu councils. Next slide, please. And we are 100% volunteer run, and we provide all of our services for free to any learner of any economic level, demographic, anything. Our most popular or most requested tutoring services are for children, it's reading for school-age children, usually second, third, and fourth graders, some first graders. And then for adults, it's GED test prep. And our tutors, they meet once a week for 45 minutes to an hour with their learner, and only in public spaces. So next slide, please. Another thing that we do is facilitate the Read Better, Be Better program. It's based out of Phoenix, but we do the at-home family reading program. So this is a very simple way to address reading comprehension. It's targeted at second, third, and fourth graders because, as I'm sure a lot of you in this room know, second, third, and fourth grade, that's where you're learning to read. Once a child enters fifth grade, they're expected to read to learn. So if they don't have good reading comprehension, they're not going to be successful from fifth grade on because there's no more formalized reading instruction happening in the classroom. So Read Better, Be Better, they're really trying to do this very timely intervention of addressing students who may be struggling with reading comprehension. It uses this really simple system of asking targeted questions, talking about a book in a very targeted way. And the families, they choose twice a week, 30 minutes at a time to read together. And then the program also comes with free reading coach phone support. So once a week, the coach calls, checks in with the family for about 15 minutes. Are there any issues going on? Is there anything that we can help you with? And you'll notice at the end of the program, 91% of parents reported that their third grader was reading better than when they started. And there's another stat I didn't put on here, but 79% of third graders said that they felt reading was easier after doing this program. So it's a very low barrier, I know like an hour a week for parents is still a lot when they have a lot going on, but it is a low time intensive way to improve reading comprehension to a good degree. Next slide, please. So we're here today to just ask your help in encouraging families to sign up. We have digital flyers that can be posted to a learning management system or emailed out. They can also be printed. If you could encourage your teachers to identify and approach families with kids who are struggling in second, third, and fourth grade, we found that if somebody directly asks a family to participate, there's a much better chance of them actually following through than them seeing like a flyer in a passive kind of way. So it's really this hey, I think this would help your child, or I think this would help your family. That's where we get the best results for people actually signing up. We also would like to just talk to you about our volunteer opportunities, because we have tutoring and non-tutoring volunteer opportunities, and we always have a waiting list for tutors. For students. Right now, we have about 15 people on our waiting list, and some of those people have been waiting for 6 months, and that's not uncommon, just from the demand that we get. And then, most of our tutors take on one student, and we're so grateful for that, and we would never ask for more. So as we get more on the waiting list, we need to recruit more tutors, of course. And I'm going to hand it over to Florence. She has been with us for about 2 years.
Well, one day I picked up a flyer about the Kingman reading program. I called Aaron. Next thing I knew, I was doing the program. And then when you're ready, you can have a student. And I said, I prefer the adults. I think I work better with adults. Well, I have 4 great school kids, and I just enjoy every one of them. One is really ahead. I'm not sure why I have him, but he had a little reading a list problem, and now he's doing better. And I have to work hard to keep up with him because he says everything's too easy. So I'm working on a 4th grade level for a 3rd grader. The other ones are very behind. I'm really sad to say, but their parents recognize this and they're in the program. They are reading with them and they are starting to improve little by little. And I told them this is going to take a long time, but these kids really want to learn. And we are free in this program to do whatever resource we want. We make a clock and that'll help them tell time. That's up to us. There is so much available on the internet. There's so much available at the KELP. They have books and study guides, and the resources are marvelous. It's just a wealth of learning how to improve yourself and your students. I really think this is a wonderful program. I would like the teachers and the schools to push this program, find the kids early, identify them, see if the parents are willing to spend an hour. And I know it's hard. I know the kids, some of them don't get home till after 3 and they're tired, but it's a real helpful program. I really like it. And I read a lot. I read everything. And we come from a family of readers. So I'm almost appalled at how poorly some of these kids are reading at a 5th grade and 3rd grade. So I'm for this program 100%. I really like it. So if we could get more people involved in the schools to push this program and get the parents involved. The parents that I have with these students are so happy to have this hour of just reinforcing vocabulary, reading, just like a one-on-one. And I think the students really like this individual attention. They seem to be doing really well and are happy to be there. They are happy to come for an hour and sit, read. We do everything. We'll play a little game for reading. We'll play puzzles. We'll do puzzles. So I just think this is a wonderful, wonderful program. Mojave County is really lucky to have this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. So thank you again for your time. Happy to answer any questions, or I'm not sure the rules, if they're allowed to look at this kit or. And then next slide, please. You can always contact me at kingmanreads@gmail.com. I also have business cards if that's allowed. And then we have a publicity kit where things can be either downloaded and electronically posted or printed, things like that. So any questions I can answer? Or?
Any questions?
Okay,
It's
awesome.
not. Thank you very much,
I-
and thanks for your interest in
Thank you.
KUSD.
You said you're leaving some of your cards there?
Yeah, is that okay?
Yeah,
Yes.
thanks.
Okay, moving on to item number 7, approval of routine orders of business. Documentation concerning the matters on the consent agenda may be reviewed at the Kingman Unified School District Office, 3033 McDonald Avenue. Any board member may request an item to be pulled off the agenda for further discussions. Does any board member have any item that they would like to remove from the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Got a motion by Dr. Lucero to approve. Looking for a second. I'll second it. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to item number 8, approved qualified evaluators for the 2022-23 school year. And they are listed below.
Mr. President and members of the board, we are seeking approval of the qualified evaluators listed in your packet for the 2022-23 school year. Per Arizona statute and governing board policy, the district must evaluate teachers using board-approved trained evaluators. The proposed evaluators have their Arizona administrative certification or are in the process of getting it, have completed the Qualified Evaluators Academy, and hold a position with the district that includes evaluating teachers. Qualified evaluators do walkthroughs, observations, pre and post conferences, and evaluations.
Okay, thank you. Looking for a motion to approve qualified evaluators for the 22-23 school year.
A motion to approve the list of evaluators for the 22-23 school year.
Got a motion by Dr. Lucero.
Second.
I'm sorry. Beth?
I'll second.
Okay, got a second by Ms. Weiser. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to item 9, approved district representatives who will participate in special education individual education programs for the 2022-23 school year. Okay, thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the district representatives for the special education individual education plans?
Motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve by Dr. Lucero. Looking for a second.
I'll second.
A second by Ms. Weiser. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. 2022-2023 school year, Dr. Gretchen Dorner, Jerry Woolsey, Colleen McCollum, and Tanya Green.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion by Dr. Lucero, looking for a second. Second by Roger Jacks. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Moving on to item 11, approve Colleen McCollum as a student activities treasurer for the 2022-23 school year.
Present members of the board, I'd like to introduce our new finance director, Colleen Mulholland, as she will this motion take over as
Okay. Do I have a motion in approving Colleen McCollum as a student activities treasurer?
So moved.
Got a motion by Dr. Lucero, looking for a second.
Second.
Got a
I'll
second
second that.
by Ms. Weiser. All those in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Item 12, approve Colleen McCollum to verify the school district's ending physical year cash balances for the 2022-23 school year.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion by Dr. Lucero, looking for a second. Got a second by Mr. Jacks. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Beth? My motion carries. I don't have a 2-0. Okay, item 13.
Sorry,
Okay,
I
thank you.
voted aye, sorry.
All right, thank you. Motion carries. Moving on to item 13, approve books that have been on display for the required 60 days beginning May 10th, 2022.
Mr. President, members of the board, this supports our strategic plan initiative to provide guaranteed curriculum at all grade levels in the core subject areas. We're looking for approval.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion by Dr. Lucero. Do I have a second?
I'll make a second.
Second by Ms. Weiser. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to item 14, approve character strong curriculum has been on display for the required 60 days beginning May 10th, 2022.
Mr. President, members of the board, this curriculum will be used at the high school level. It covers and supports the strategic plan of staff and student well-being. We're
Okay,
looking for an approval.
okay, thank you. Any board comments? Okay,
Motion to approve.
got a motion to approve by Dr. Lucero. Looking for a second.
Second.
A second by Ms. Weiser. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to item 15, approve annual sole source declaration to the First Due Fire Protection Services LLC for fire alarm and related services.
Mr. President, members of the board, this is our annual sole source renewal for First Due. They're the local company who is able to help us with our fire alarms and able to monitor them locally. So if we have issues, we can call on them. We're just asking to renew the sole source, please.
All right, thank you. Any board comments?
Motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve by Dr. Lucero. Looking for a second.
Second.
Got a second by Ms. Weiser. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Approve University of Cambridge as a district curriculum provider for the 22-23 school year.
Mr. President, members of the board, this one is University of Cambridge is already approved as a curriculum for the district, but we are asking because of the amount we spend that we are approving this for the yearly expenditure on this. So we ask that we can just continue with this as a spending amount.
Okay, thank you. Looking for a motion on approving University of Cambridge as a district curriculum provider.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion by Dr. Lucero, looking for a second.
second,
Second by Ms. Weiser. All those in favor say aye.
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 aye,
Motion carries. Moving on to item 17, approve Cambridge University Press as a textbook publisher to supplement University of Cambridge curriculum.
Mr. President, members of the board, Cambridge University Press is where we would purchase our textbooks and any assessments that we need to go along with the Cambridge program. We just ask that we continue with the spending again for this year to continue with the Cambridge programs at our schools.
Okay, thank you. Looking for a motion on Cambridge University Press as a textbook publisher to supplement the University of Cambridge curriculum.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion by Dr. Lucero. Do I have a second?
second,
Second by Ms. Weiser. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
aye,
Motion carries. Approve Renaissance Learning Incorporated as a multifaceted district curriculum provider.
Again, this is another curriculum that's already with the district. We are asking that we continue. These guys provide our ATI high school benchmarks and our STAR autism program. And we'd like to continue with the spending amount for the next fiscal year.
Thank you. Looking for a motion to approve Renaissance Learning as a multifaceted district curriculum provider.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion by Dr. Lucero. Do I have a second?
second,
Second by Ms. Weiser. All those in favor say aye.
aye,
Aye. I got a third eye. Aye.
Sorry.
Motion carries. Approve Victory Fundraising as a district approved vendor for fundraisers.
Mr. President,
19.
members of the board, I don't know if the next three, we could possibly, if you would like, join together there. We have Victory Fundraising and Zach Fundraising and World's Finest Chocolate. They're all fundraisers that the schools and clubs use to earn money for their programs. And we just like to continue with them as fundraisers for the district.
Thank you. Looking for a motion on approving Victor Fundraising as a district approved vendor for fundraisers.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion by Dr. Lucero. Do I have a second?
second,
Second by Ms. Weiser. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
aye,
Motion carries. Moving on to item number 20, approve ZAG Fundraising as a district approved vendor fundraiser.
motion to approve,
Got a motion to approve by Ms. Weiser, got a second by Dr. Lucero. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
aye,
Motion carries. Approve the world's finest chocolate as a district approved vendor for fundraisers, item 21. Do I have
motion to
a motion?
approve,
Got a motion by Ms. Weiser, looking
Second.
for a second. Got a second by Dr. Lucero. All those in favor say aye.
aye,
Aye. And aye. Motion carries. Moving on to item 22, approve IGA between KUSD number 20 and the Vail Unified School District for the Beyond Textbooks program.
Mr. President, members of the board, we're looking for just an approval to continue using our Beyond textbooks with the Vail School District.
Okay. Looking for a motion to approve the IGA between KUSD 20 and the Vail Unified School District for Beyond Textbooks.
Mr. President, I'd like to make my statement that I typically do not vote for this one, and I will not be voting aye on this one.
Okay.
I continue to believe that we have had the technology to do this ourselves, and that is why I vote the way I do.
Okay, thank you for your comment.
Motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve. I will second that motion to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay,
Motion carries 2-1. Item 23, request motion to adjourn regular meeting into public meeting to adopt its fiscal year 2023 M&O and capital expenditure budgets.
So moved.
Got a motion by Dr. Lucero, looking for a second to move into,
Second,
got a second by Ms. Weiser. All those in favor say aye.
aye.
Aye. Motion carries. That moves us on to item 24. We're in a public hearing for the purpose of discussion related to the fiscal year 2023 M&O and capital expenditures budgets.
The state
Colleen.
approved the budget at the end of the week of June 20th. At the time of this writing, the state had yet to issue the new budget forms. The district, however, was able to update all the prices within the existing budget documents in order to move forward. After all was said and done, an increase has been at the base support level, the renewal of the teacher experience fund, and the increase of the capital revenue. KUSD's budget capacity is $250,000 more than what was presented at the proposed budget a month ago. That means that we got it right. All items conditionally approved at February's workshop was contained along with any items discussed and approved at subsequent meetings. The district's new director, I, will be filling in the new state forms once they're provided in December to calculate the first revision for FY23. But for now, the district is set to begin the FY23 as planned.
Thank you. Do I have any board comments? Okay, looking for a motion on discussions related to the 2023 M&O and capital expenditures budget. Well, it doesn't require anything. It's just discussion item. I can move us on to item number 25, which is motion to adjourn public meeting and reconvene into a regular board meeting.
Make that motion.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion by Beth Weiser and got a second by Dr. Lucero. All those in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. That moves us to item 26, approved to adopt the fiscal year 2023 M&O and capital expenditure budget.
So moved.
Got a motion by Dr. Lucero, looking for a second.
Second,
A second by Ms. Weiser. All those in favor say aye.
aye.
Motion carries. And that moves us on to item 27, approved donations.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the donations with our intense gratitude. As always, we always appreciate donations.
Got a motion by Ms. Weiser, looking for a second.
Second.
Second by Dr. Lucero. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. That moves us on to item 28 for adjournment. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Do I have second?
Second,
Got a second by Ms. Weiser. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We
Aye.
are adjourned.